All right, y'all. So, y'all watched Monday Night Raw around 3 p.m. I couldn't because I was at work, but I catch up. But I also had to catch up with C-Jack. I knew he was going to drop this video before midnight, so let's go ahead and listen to what he has to say. And I think he's very disappointed.
Well, Raw in Belgium was an absolute disaster, okay? This episode was garbage, and believe it or not, this is pretty believable at this point, the way it's going. We got another filler garbage episode of Raw 4 weeks out from WrestleMania 41, which just goes to prove the point continuously. Every single week, WWE is compounding evidence that this is the worst Mania build of all time. Like, every single week, it just gets worse. We're 4 weeks out, and this is the best Raw we could have gotten in Belgium? We're in a European crowd. The crowd is rocking. Right? The crowd is going to be hyped for basically whatever you give them, and they still couldn't give us a good show. I mean, it is sad at this point. John Cena came out and cut a disastrous promo, which we're going to talk about in a second. That is going to be an absolute elongated, angry rant that I'm going to discuss with John Cena, okay? But we're going to get to that in a second. But the fact is that the last year's Mania 40 build-up, okay? Just think about when we were 4 weeks away from last year's Mania, what we were getting. We were getting The Rock every week pretty much, or semi-weekly. We were getting Roman Reigns every week or semi-weekly. Rollins, Cody, every week. Rhea had an engaging feud with Becky Lynch, right? Io Sky and Bayley at least had a decent story for their match. LA Knight in the mid-card had a decent story for his match with AJ Styles. Sami Zayn had a decent story for what was happening with him and Gunther. I think it should have been Chad Gable to take the belt, but still, you had that going on. You also had the situation where the main events, the main level storylines, even all the championship feuds were pretty much entertaining and you were engaged. Drew and Seth was engaging. Roman and Cody was engaging. The night one main event with the tag team match was engaging. Everything was hitting on all cylinders. The crowds were rocking in America. Everything. You had everything going for you. And somehow, I'm supposed to settle for the following year, which was told to us by Triple H last year. Mania 41's going to be even bigger than Mania 40. We're going to do it big time. You're not ready. Fiend. Travis Scott busted my champion's head open. What are you talking about? You understand? This is ridiculous in my personal opinion, you know? It just really goes to show you the level of depths that they have dropped over the last year when it was told to us that things were only going to get better and bigger, you know? So I'm disgusted at this point. Mania 40 is much better than this, and we're not even hitting the iceberg because things are about to get really rageful in a second, okay? But at the end of the day, this episode of Raw was garbage, so let's just go ahead and break it down. Okay, so first off, we obviously have to talk about the quasi-basically main event of the show, which is the Cena and Cody Rhodes segment. I have to say, I am disgusted by this. I thought it was absolutely disappointing and ridiculous on multiple levels. Be prepared because the anger that's about to infuriate throughout this rant is going to be palpable, so you may want to turn your volume down. And I want to say quickly with this Cena promo, okay, there were some good points that he had. He brought up certain things about how the fans are, being ungrateful and hating on him for portions of his career, etc., despite all the work and good stuff that he was doing. However, this just becomes absolutely null and void when you realize that for the last 5 or 6 years when Cena's been making appearances here and there for the company, the fans have all been in unison in support of this guy. You understand? For him to basically win everything. There's little graphics out there with Cena holding every single championship belt for his retirement tour because fans want to see this dude succeed. They love John Cena all time. Yeah, he got, let's go Cena sucks chance for 4 or 5 years, and 2 of those years he was a part-timer anyways. But anyways, right? It's how does this make any sense? The fans literally, when he returned at Mania 40 last year, I was at Mania 40. I was losing my mind when John Cena showed up. Everyone was excited to see this guy and see him involved, right? And then we also were excited to see him at the Royal Rumble. And when he lost, we were upset and wanted him to win the Rumble. And then when he won the Chamber, the pop he got was great. Everyone wants this dude to win and succeed. Everyone's giving this dude big pops for everything he's done recently. John Cena, for the majority of his career, even before the last 5 years, was getting big pops and getting supported by the fans. So somehow, some way, we're fed this narrative that the fans hated this dude and they hate this guy and they can't stand him. It's just a lie. So the fact that this whole promo was built on a lie lets you know that this promo was a publicity stunt.
Yeah, I do agree that somebody wrote that for him because, again, I don't even think most of the stuff he said is not even true. I think it's made up. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, if John Cena really feel like that, then why that he couldn't release all this back in 2015, To do it now and then say all this now is just don't make any sense when, people were cheering for you at Elimination Chamber and they were cheering for you at the Royal Rumble. And, of course, you lost against Jey Uso, but I'm amazed you didn't speak on that. See, he was so busy speaking about the fans that he didn't even think about talking about Jey Uso, and he didn't even think about talking about why he joined The Rock. See, I would have liked it if he would have just, spoke on that and then lead to the part where why he sided with The Rock and why he betrayed his fans. But I mean, he could talk about the fans all he want, but I would rather for him to speak on the loss with the Royal Rumble and even the conference where he was emotional and he was upset that he lost. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, him coming out with the all red gear, I didn't have a problem with it. But I do think it's kind of weird that he would come out with his, babyface gear when he could be coming out in his heel gear. But he did say he's not going to change nothing. He's just going to keep it the same. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why, but that's what he said. Kind of weird, but again, if that's what he want to do, that's what he want to do. But I don't think the fans are going to support it. But he said he don't care, so it is what it is. But it is kind of weird that he would even, take this route knowing that somebody should have, gave him some better lines. I think he should have wrote this himself. He shouldn't even come out and say all that stuff because we know that, it's not the fans that's the problem. It's mainly the fact that your scheduling is in the way. The fact that you lost against Jey Uso and you wanted to win Elimination Chamber. I mean, you got to thank Seth Rollins for that. But, again, I think he should have spoke more about that than spoke about the fans, if you ask me. But let's get back to the video.
It was a shock factor move done for Elimination Chamber to reignite Mania season and basically to just give any sort of energy to it. But that energy has quickly dissipated now because nobody cares. If this is the heel John Cena we're going to get, when we just had heel Reigns and heel Rock last year, the final boss Rock and Roman Reigns, much better than this heel Cena. And they were there much more often leading up to Mania as well. So why should I settle for this garbage when I just had something even way greater than this last year? It's just a shame. It really is. If this promo was cut in like 2015, yeah, it would have made sense. The crowd was hating on him, despite what he was doing, etc. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he would have just brung that up, imagine if he brung up in 2015. You remember that? You remember in 2015 when y'all was hating on me then? And now all of a sudden you love me now? Like, if he said something like that, that would have made sense. Because when I was, if he would have said something like, remember back in 2015, y'all couldn't stand me, and then all of a sudden, I get to retirement, and now you guys love me even more. You know what I'm saying? If he said something like that, then it would have been a great promo. But I feel like most of the time, mostly the only thing good punchline he said was, I'm not babyface, I'm not heel, I'm human. That's the only punchline he said, And that really made sense, And I think any wrestler can speak on that, pretty much.
Cutting this in 2025 is embarrassing, especially when we all can see that the crowd is behind this guy. It's ridiculous. It's a forced heel turn, and they needed to reignite Mania somehow, and this is their attempt, and it was a terrible attempt. Number one, the crowd was absolutely insane during this promo, okay? The crowd was live here in Belgium. They were doing a lot of great things, you know what I'm saying? They had a lot of energy, so that's good. Mostly this was disappointing and pretty much bad. However, there were some good lines here and there from Cena, okay? But the main story of this promo is John Cena, who is arguably the greatest of all time, is now getting cucked out by Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes walks up to John Cena at the end of this promo. We're going to talk about this in a second. He walks up to John Cena, calls him the B word, throws the mic in his face, and John Cena stands there and does nothing? Ruthless aggression, John Cena? Arguably the greatest of all time, John Cena? You can't see me, John Cena? Hustle, loyalty, and respect, John Cena, who was AAing the Big Show and Edge on both of them at the same time? That John Cena? What? Are you out of your mind? Dusty? And it looks to me that they're really forcing this heel turn because, quite frankly, the main event of this Mania, obviously we all wanted it a year ago after Mania ended. We were already looking forward to this for Rock versus Roman Reigns because they would have obviously put on a way better program and story than John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Stardust. You get what I'm saying? What should have happened, because here's the problem. This was an absolute excuse of a heel turn. They had nothing to do. Mania 41 build season has been atrocious, one of their worst builds ever, so they had to pivot and do something random and, iconic, quote unquote, right? So now you have John Cena come out, and he does absolutely nothing, pretty much, besides complain for 20 minutes. We already know you're done with the fans. We already know you don't care about the fans. So why are you complaining for 20 minutes about the fans? Huh? Does anybody have any answers to these questions?
Yeah, I didn't understand that either.
Do you understand what I'm saying? John Cena should have came out there in all black or all black and white to actually show change. This is supposed to be a different John Cena from what we've seen in the last 20 years. And he should have came out there and sat there in silence as the crowd goes crazy. Let's go Cena, Cena sucks. F you Cena, all that. He sits there in silence and gets on the mic and says, Cody, get your behind out here. Then we get Cody come out and he grills Cody on the mic and destroys him on the mic like we know Cena is capable of, because he's one of the greatest promo workers of all time. And after that happens, he beats the crap out of him and leaves him there, just like he did at Elimination Chamber, and he walks off in silence, in black and all black. That's what should have happened. Imagine the message that would have sent. But instead, we have to sit here and listen to garbage, It's absolutely ridiculous. Instead of a black and white or an all black color scheme or a different theme, any of that stuff, or just coming out in silence even, he comes out in a corporate BS shirt that was already pre-made before he walked in the building. Are you kidding me? If you hate the fans, why are you coming up with new merch to sell to the fans? It doesn't make any sense, which means that this is already lazy and garbage storytelling with a bunch of plot holes. This is ridiculous. This is John Cena we're talking about. You understand? This should have been a much better segment. This is another thing. This is one of his, 3 appearances he's going to have before Mania 41. So now he has 2 more appearances before Mania 41, at least that's slated, okay? And this is one of them already, and it was absolutely atrocious and filled with plot holes. Last year, when The Rock turned heel and Roman Reigns was heel, it was a much better build. You understand? Because The Rock was there every week or every other week, basically, doing a beatdown segment or a brawl or cutting an elite promo in the ring and on Instagram. What has John Cena done on Instagram or anywhere to build this? Nothing. This is embarrassing. This is the current state of wrestling that Roman Reigns, right, who was saying suffering succotash, son, and cutting bad promos, still was useful, because he was doing good matches here and there, and he had some solid working moments over that 4 or 5 year tenure of the big dog. But the point is, Roman Reigns, when he turned heel and did the wreck everyone and leave as the tribal chief, sided with Heyman, etc., you knew immediately that he was going to be the villain and the best heel that WWE has of the generation by a landslide. You knew it immediately. Now, why is it that Roman Reigns could turn heel and go on a phenomenal run, and when he's in the ring with Cody, he's destroying him on the mic in back-to-back Mania builds? The Rock destroying Cody on the mic. The Rock wasn't coming out there to talk about, I hate you fans, you don't deserve me, you don't need me, shut up! Are you kidding me? The Rock is there every other week, contributing to a great Mania build. You know what I mean? Roman Reigns the same thing as heels. But somehow, John Cena turns heels, and it's a mediocre heel turn. Already, it's a bad heel turn. And I told you guys, at the Chamber, once the heel turn happened, that was it. That was the peak of the moment. Now, if they do something special in the next few weeks, maybe they can build something off of this. But so far, this looks lazy, it looks unenergetic, and it looks ridiculous. It's forced. It's all forced. And Cody Rhodes is not The Rock, and he isn't Roman Reigns. And quite frankly, as a heel, John Cena isn't Roman Reigns, and he ain't The Rock either. The Rock and Roman are much better heels. It's not even remotely close. How are they able to build that great of a Mania, and John Cena can't even give us one good night? Really? I don't even understand this anymore, man. It just shows you how great that The Rock and Roman were doing things last year, and how great they made this company look, because now this company doesn't have them in the big moments of the builds, and it looks like a failure. The main event of WrestleMania is going to be Stardust versus heel John Cena, who doesn't even have anything to say or do anymore. Really? Comes out there for 20 minutes complaining about the fans. And let's get into the actual promo now for Cena. John Cena comes out there and he's like, this relationship I've had with you guys has been absolutely abusive. And after everything he says, the crowd is chanting F you Cena, let's go Cena, Cena sucks. He sits in there for a second. That was cool to see the crowd. And then after that, John Cena is talking about how, they made him to be a corporate puppet, and that he's not a heel, he's not a face, he's a human being. And the fans have not treated him like a human being for all this time. This is obviously all BS, lies, and nonsense. This heel turn is built off of fabricated garbage. They needed a shock factor moment to re-inject hype into Mania season, so they made him turn heel. The heel turn after it is not going to be good, Probably. But I mean, who knows? And John Cena's like, after everything I've done for you, you still treated me like trash. The cliche stuff that they always say after someone who's been face for a while turns heel. You know, the usual garbage. I can't believe that John Cena is using cliche lines on the mic, and it proceeds to be repetitive with those lines multiple times throughout this promo. And he calls the fans idiots. He calls them losers. And he says, this is my favorite part of the promo, though. He says, what have you fans done? You sit there and you're a failure. You're all failures, you know what I'm saying? And you sit there and watch me be great. If he would have led more on that aspect, it would have been better. But he didn't do that. He just kept complaining about how the fans don't, they haven't done anything for me. What have you given in return for my greatness? What have you elevated for me? What have you done for me? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? You're a millionaire, you know what I'm saying? A multi-millionaire, you get me? Selling out all these merch to these fans who have supported you for all this time, but now they haven't done anything for you? This heel turn makes no sense. I don't even care that I'm yelling like this. I really could care less, quite frankly, because at the end of the day, this is a disaster and it needs to be treated as such. So after John Cena says all of these things, and he's like, I've gotten nothing in return for my relationship with you guys. He calls them B words. He says they're absolutely ridiculous. He says they're losers. And he says that he's given up on the fans. So they get no new attire, no new entrance music, no new this and nothing. They get the same Cena that they've been getting with his entrance theme and his classic song. In other words, WWE did not want to turn him heel because of worrying about probably the merch sales, right? Or how Cena would be viewed or whatever. And so they made pre-made t-shirts for this guy to sell, even though apparently he doesn't care about the fans. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is so lazy. And then Cody Rhodes, I'm so sick of Cody Rhodes, man. This dude is infuriating. What is this? Wrestling is supposed to be one of the best mediums like ever. You know, I love wrestling. You get what I'm saying? It has entertainment. It has emotion. It has impact. It has storytelling. You know, it has character work. It has the physicality, you know what I'm saying? Athleticism with wrestling and all that stuff. It's been a great medium for years until now. You know, I just don't understand this garbage. Cody Rhodes is one of the worst champions ever, and this crowd is popping for him like he's doing anything. He comes out and says, it's not a kid, because John Cena says, listen, kid, and Cody Rhodes is like, no, I'm not a kid anymore. I respected you, John. I gave you your time, John. But the question is, who are you? Like, shut up. I respect you. I love you. Like, what are you saying? Huh? What is happening anymore? This is what wrestling has become? You know? John Cena, Cody Rhodes says that, and then Cody Rhodes says, if you bring this trash version of John Cena to WrestleMania 41, you know what I'm saying, this version that doesn't know who he is, then I'm gonna retire you early. And the crowd barely gives any reaction because it's like, what is this dude talking about? And then Cody Rhodes says, what's it called? I don't want, a whiny B word like you, John Cena. I want the real John Cena at WrestleMania 41. And then he walks up to Cena after calling him a B word to his face, shoves the mic in his chest, or just tosses the mic in his chest, and then walks off while looking at Cena. So now John Cena looks like a loser and a beta bum. That's all he looks like now. He just sits there and takes it, sits there with a straight face and doesn't do anything. This is not the John Cena that I grew up knowing and loving. This is not John Cena. You understand? I don't know what this is. This is not John Cena at all. This is just ridiculous. When I was a little kid, I loved John Cena. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just like John Cena is just another all-time great performer showing up. That's all it is. There's really nothing else to really offer with this guy, at least as currently constructed. He's not doing anything. And so all in all, Cody Rhodes provides absolutely nothing to this feud or to this segment or to this promo. He comes out, gets a good pop from the crowd, which again, anybody who's a mid-card or above is going to get a big pop from this crowd. Heck, Ludwig Kaiser, look at the reaction when he came out, So I mean, it is what it is. But the point is that this elevated absolutely nothing about this feud. I'm arguably even less hype than I was before this promo, for this feud. I don't care about this match. John Cena is most likely going to win this belt, as he should. Cody Rhodes sucks. And it's as simple as that. And this heel John Cena so far is garbage. I'm not saying that it can't get better and that Cena won't improve and that they may do some things with the story, but he only has 2 more appearances left. So what else are you going to do in those 2 appearances? I just don't understand it. So, after this, Michael Cole calls John Cena, I think he calls him a couple names or whatever and says John Cena's being, turning on the fans or whatever. I'm like, Michael Cole, just shut up. Get the names right of the moves in the ring and call the match correctly without botching. Just sit down. And then John Cena, he never talked to Cody Rhodes. That's the problem with this. He never said anything to Cody Rhodes. He just talked to the fans. And I'm like, if you're just going to talk to the fans, then just send in an IG promo complaining about the fans for 5 minutes. That's all you had to do. So I found this to be an absolute waste of time. I thought it was filled with plot holes that made no sense. And I thought it was absolute and utter garbage. Okay? There were a couple good lines here and there, but this is John Cena. John Cena cuts great promos consistently. So if the fact that this was below great is all you need to know about this. Now let's move on to the next thing because I've exhausted this enough. And that's that. Wow. Needed to get that rant out. But now I feel much better. Life is good. Life is good, baby. Let's get to the next thing.
Yeah, I mean, look, I was disappointed too. I mean, I did listen to the full segment, and honestly, I didn't. It didn't really sound like John Cena to me, man. Like, I mean, I don't know who wrote that for him, but they really did a poor job by helping him with that. I mean, like I said, some things he did said was some good points, but the only part I heard was, "I'm not babyface, I'm not heel, I'm human." That's the only thing that was good when you said, but everything else is like, dude, let's focus on the other things besides the fans. You know, I don't know what he's gonna do next, but this ain't the promo we're looking for at all.
We had the Ludwig Kaiser versus Penta street fight, okay? This is one of the most mediocre and average level street fights like of all time. Nothing was special about this. There was no special spots. It's basically a glorified Penta versus Ludwig Kaiser match for the third or fourth time, however many times this has happened. That's all this was. It was a Penta match versus Ludwig. It was a Penta versus Ludwig Kaiser match that we've seen before, and it had a couple chair spots in it. That's all it was. So there's nothing to speak of here. You know and I know that Penta was going to win this match before it even started. So that's that. Penta obviously won this match. He had a Penta driver. Ludwig's head kind of hit at the bottom of the chair, so hopefully he's okay. But yeah, that's all this was. Nothing crazy about it. Afterwards, there's an interview with Kathy Kelly where Penta basically reveals that his next goal is going to be to win the Intercontinental Championship. Because now in WWE, as we're going to see soon with this contract signing, all you got to do now is basically just declare you're going to fight for a belt and you get the match. That's all you got to do. You know, I want to fight this guy. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, you'll just get a world title shot. Sure, Rhea Ripley, sure. Just go ahead and take back your title that you never lost, yeah. Like, that's it. That's all it is. It's the same stuff every single time. So Ludwig Kaiser loses to Penta, and that's all there is to say about this. Next, we get Ivy Nile versus Dakota Kai. No one cares about this match. Dakota Kai ends up winning it, but quite frankly, like I said, nobody cares. Like let's be real with ourselves. Dakota Kai is in mid-card purgatory. You know, she fought Lyra twice for the IC belt and lost both times, and quite frankly, I don't see her winning anything in the near future. She's not going to win the IC belt before someone like Bayley or Ivy Nile does even, you know, say to an extent, or even Raquel Rodriguez next week on Raw. She's not winning it before any of them. So she's in a line behind four other jobbers, and quite frankly, it's just not looking good for Dakota Kai. So it's really that simple.
I am rooting for Raquel, just letting you know.
Then we get to the contract signing between Bianca Belair and Io Sky. This promo and this segment as a whole, this piece of content, this garbage piece of content, was so bad that Adam Pearce and Bianca Belair were actively laughing at Io Sky's promo, which is messed up. You know what I'm saying? Because she has the language barrier. She doesn't speak good English. But you can literally see Adam Pearce is smirking. Bianca Belair is trying not to laugh while Io's cutting her promo because she's saying nonsense. Io Sky is basically like, I am going to win. I am going to beat you. I am going to win. It's like, what? And then Bianca and Adam Pearce are laughing at this, so you know it's just hilariously, ridiculously bad, the promo segment. I don't know why Triple H puts Io Sky in these positions, man. Like, I just don't understand this. If you know she's not good at speaking English, why are you having her cut out there and cutting a promo saying the same stuff? It's just going to get memed and laughed at. So I found this again, just like last week where she's getting her face shoved into the dirt by Rhea and Bianca, even though she's the champion. It's another disrespectful week and another disrespectful segment against Io Sky.
Well, at least people are siding with her on Twitter, so that's good.
Then basically the moral of this story is that Bianca Belair says, I am the EST. I am going to win. I am going to beat you. Bianca has not cut a great promo in years. Literally since the Becky Lynch and her feud, maybe that's the last time it's happened. Because the feud with the promo with her and Naomi a few weeks ago was just an emotional segment. It wasn't really much of a promo. Naomi was the one doing most of the heavy lifting there, in my personal opinion. So Bianca doesn't do anything on the mic. Io didn't do anything on the mic. They both signed the contract, which is made for just them two specifically. And then Rhea Ripley comes out and still is complaining about, Bianca shouldn't have been ringside during my match. I lost to Io. I'm a loser. I can't do this. Like, what are you talking about? And then she comes out and she's like, wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute with me, yeah. Why is Bianca Belair able to get this match, yeah? She won the chamber. You understand? Like, what are we doing? This is all forced so that Rhea Ripley can get forced into this match in a triple threat for the world title that Rhea Ripley probably isn't even going to win. They just need her in there to have a big name in a championship match. It's like the booking is so inconsistent. Just bring back rematch clauses. Why is it that Rhea Ripley got multiple rematches for her world title that she lost, and then all of a sudden she loses again, and instead of asking for a rematch, she goes out there and just starts acting oblivious to the situation that she lost clean in the middle of the ring, and now the championship is strictly slated to go against a person who won the chamber. Nothing makes any sense. Nothing makes sense. This whole episode is just garbage. Everything you look at on a Raw now just stinks. And I don't even care that it sounds like I'm complaining. I don't care. I really could care less. This is just what it is.
Yeah, I mean, well, especially the backstage segment. Like, one thing I didn't like about this backstage segment is that if Rhea and Bianca and Io Sky had all this energy for each other, why they couldn't pass that on to Liv Morgan? Why they couldn't pass that on to Raquel Hernandez? That's what I mean by pick and choosing. Like, you guys are fighting each other like this, but you won't do the same to Raquel and Liv Morgan. Like, that makes no sense to me. So Liv and Raquel gets to walk, but Bianca and Io Sky gets to lay down. Like, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, this is just ridiculous how they're setting this up, because all this energy we're putting on each other, they could have put this on Liv Morgan, but they didn't do it. They're beating up each other, but they won't beat up Liv Morgan. Look at all this heat and energy they putting on each other, but they won't do the same on Liv Morgan. It's just ridiculous. I don't know why they setting this up, but I don't like the writing one bit. They could have done all this with Liv Morgan when they were beefing with her, and then they doing this. It's ridiculous.
Then we get to Jey Uso. Jey Uso fights Austin Theory in a 30-second match, I kid you not. And Jey Uso hits like this botchy-looking, like cross-body spear-looking move. It was absolutely atrocious. And he pins Austin Theory in 2 seconds. After he pins Austin Theory, what do you know? You get a headlock from Gunther. Gunther comes in to try and do a headlock. Jey Uso dodges out of it, hits Gunther against the turnbuckle, hits him a couple times, takes the belt off of Gunther and holds it up. And then Gunther like gets thrown out of the ring basically, and then Jey holds the belt. This just doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. Jey Uso with a World Heavyweight Championship in 2025 is unacceptable. All he does is say yeet and botch moves. He has, you know what it says, like 1 word, 4 letters? It's 1 word, 4 letters. No, 1 person, 4 moves. That's what Jey Uso is. And he nearly botched and dang near broke his neck doing a senton out of the ring on Theory and Waller. I'm like, can this dude stop botching? Like, what are we doing? This is your next World Heavyweight Champion, folks. Just think about this for a second. Jey Uso is about to be the second pegged champion in all of pro wrestling. You know, because obviously WWE is bigger than AEW and these other places. So it's the WWE Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship. You know, those are supposed to be your 2 top guys in all the industry. And Jey Uso is going to be at that second spot with the world title. Just think about that for a second. And think about how horrible this build has been. Gunther offers nothing to build this feud. Jey Uso offers nothing to build this feud. So we're left here with a cataclysmic piece of trash. Now, we get Rhea Ripley backstage in another brawl segment with Io and Bianca. Io and Bianca are taking turns fighting against Rhea, and then they both get dominated and destroyed. That's literally all this is. I have nothing else to say about this. Rhea Ripley is now booked to beat everyone and destroy everyone, because that's just how it is. She hasn't earned the right to do that. She doesn't do anything meaningful or impactful to elevate stories or feuds, but somehow she gets treated as such. So, you know, I don't even know what to say about this. It's a brawl segment. It happened. Her and Adam Pearce are at odds. I don't care. Rhea Ripley is going to be forced into this match as a triple threat, and that's it. It's just really that simple. I don't really know what to add on to these things because nothing's happening. Nothing is happening. It's the same stuff we've known is going to be happening, you know, for weeks at this point, and quite frankly, nobody cares. This next thing was the best part of the night, and it only lasted 4 minutes. It was the LWO with Ray and Dragon Lee versus American Made. This match for the 4 minutes that it was on, or 5 minutes, whatever it was great. Okay, maybe I missed it because of some ads and stuff. I started watching a little bit late, so I zoomed through some of it, so maybe I missed like a portion of it or something like that, but the 5 minutes that I saw were amazing. It was entertaining, it was action-packed, it was very fast-paced. Rey Mysterio did some awesome moves, the crowd was super into this match, and at the end of it, the Rey Mysterio ended up pinning Julius Creed, and they got the dub. This isn't exactly whatever a 5 to 10 minute match is in terms of length, you know what I'm saying, specifically. This is the type of match that needs to be put on in those type of matches. Entertaining, fast-paced, amazing, and crowd is super into it. That's all it needs to be, is just a spot fest, quick little hit. Then you have Chad Gable. Chad Gable basically comes out afterwards in his Americano outfit, you know, todo Americano, you know, Chad Gable comes out there and basically hits Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio with the Chaos Theory, his German suplex thing. And then the security guards come in there and rush him out, and that's pretty much the end of this. Chad Gable is pretty cool. Hopefully they give him something to do for Mania, but at this point, it doesn't really matter. Unless you're wrestling for a belt at Mania, you're basically doing something that nobody cares about. Chad Gable versus like Dragon Lee is not going to put anyone in seats. It's not going to put any butts in seats for Mania 41. Let's be real with ourselves. Even though Chad Gable's doing good work, his time to turn heel and do all these great things was last year. When he had that hot streak after Mania, they should have put the Intercontinental belt on him and had him hold it for some months and do great feuds and good matches and good promos. But instead, we got garbage with Sami Zayn instead. Then the main event, the fact that the main event, or no, sorry, my bad. I just missed the Seth Rollins promo, which is arguably the worst part of the night. Even worse than what John Cena was doing. Seth Rollins, I kid you not, comes out to the ring while the crowd is singing his song for like 15 minutes.
Well, I think people are going to be hyped to see that.
He comes out to the ring and literally says this word for word. The OTC, you guys saw what Roman Reigns did last week. I am going to deal with the OTC. CM Punk is the luckiest loser ever because if I stayed in that cage for another couple minutes, I would have beat him up. Even though CM Punk literally sat there lifeless in the middle of the ring as Rollins sat there looking at him for 2 minutes and did nothing. But anyways, then after this, he's like, I'll see CM Punk and Roman Reigns on SmackDown. My two favorite people. I'll be in the building on SmackDown to talk to these guys. And then he says, Belgium, you guys have been a great crowd all night, and go ahead and chant my music. That's literally what he did. Are you kidding me? Seth Rollins comes out there to say the same thing that we already knew. I'm going to talk to Roman and Punk on SmackDown, and last week Roman Reigns beat me up, and I don't blame him for it, and I still hate CM Punk, and I would have beat him up. Rollins has been saying he's going to beat up CM Punk for 5 months now and has been jobbed out twice. So who cares? Like, literally, who cares about this anymore? This triple threat feud is atrocious, and it means nothing. And the fact that Seth Rollins came out here and wasted 15 minutes just to end it off with, hey, Belgium, chant my song, have a good day. Really? This sums up what Raw is in a nutshell. You just look at the card and you tell me what was good about this show. I'll wait. Then we get to the main event. Nothing happens here either.
No, something did happen. Dom cost Finn Balor the title.
Braun Breaker fights against Finn Balor, and quite frankly, there's nothing to offer. Finn Balor literally has nothing to do anymore. All he does is get jobbed out and get made to look like a loser by being in the Judgment Day. He needs to leave the faction, go Demon Finn Balor mode, and literally do anything else but this.
We thought that was going to be the case tonight, but I guess Dom didn't want to do it tonight. I don't know why, but he should have done it tonight. And then that way next week we'll get an explanation from him, Liv, Raquel, and Carlito. But I guess, I don't know. It should have happened. It should have happened that night. It should have happened.
He did 4 sling blades in this match. He did the same move. And then, as soon as you think he might have a chance, Dominic Mysterio gets up on the ropes and gets involved and hits the rope. And then Finn falls down. Finn's hurt. And then Finn ends up losing after Braun Breaker takes out him, Dominic, and Carlito in like 5 seconds. So that's literally it. Braun Breaker predictably retains this match. I thought that Finn Balor had a chance at winning, but once you got halfway through and you saw the Judgment Day come out, you knew Finn was going to lose the match. Finn Balor is now Pin Balor confirmed. So after this happens, Penta comes out to help Braun Breaker fight back against the Judgment Day for a bit. And after this takes place, Penta and Braun Breaker have a standoff, basically teasing they're going to fight for the IC belt probably at Mania or some point before that. And that is how your Raw from Belgium, that was hyped up to be some massive thing with an amazing crowd and great segments and great matches, that is how your Raw ends, with a main event with Finn Balor in 2025 versus Braun Breaker, who wrestles once every 6 weeks, with Penta, who just beat Ludwig Kaiser and is being celebrated. That's how your main event ends for Raw, and 4 weeks out from WrestleMania. That lets you know everything you need to know. I literally have nothing else to say. Nothing's needed to say. This was a garbage episode. It was disappointing. The expectations obviously were lied to about, but the segments themselves were just not good. Cena's promo was plot hole riddled and absolute trash. Cody Rhodes said absolutely nothing, but somehow walked out of that promo looking slightly better than John Cena did. Ludwig Kaiser versus Penta was a mediocre street fight. Ivy Nile versus Dakota Kai was mid. The contract signing was garbage. Jey Uso botched a couple moves, got put in a headlock, and then held the belt up high. Nobody cares. Rhea Ripley backstage. Nobody cares. American Made versus LWO. Very good. And then Braun Breaker versus Finn Balor was mid. Average at best. So what was there to speak of tonight? This show gets a 2 out of 10 at best, and it was easily one of the worst Raws I've seen probably in my life. So there you have it. 2 out of 10 episode. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment sections below. And as always, have a phenomenal day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out and one love.
Now, at this point, I don't know if this is a real match anymore because Backlash is going to be in St. Louis. But, however, if this is possible, then maybe Penta might be the Intercontinental Champion when he beats Braun Breaker. And then that way we'll probably see this match. And if that happens, hey, I ain't mad at Dommy. But here's the thing. Dom cannot win. And the reason why he can't win is because, for one, he's still got Liv Morgan. Number 2, he's still in the Judgment Day. And 3, Penta is not going to lose, especially when he won something rightfully earned. You get what I'm saying? It's going to be, right now, Triple H got a monthly plan with the titles on people, with the singles titles and the tag team titles. it don't switch hands like it used to be when Mr. McMahon used to be in office. So it's gonna be probably 3 months before Penta lose that belt. But right now he's killing it. You get what I'm saying? So if he become Intercontinental Champion, it's OV. But however, I do want to see Dominic Mysterio win that belt, but I don't want him winning it while Liv Morgan is still around. You want to know why? Because if he wins the belt and Liv Morgan is still by his corner, then you know what's going to happen? She's going to take the credit for it. And you don't want that. You don't want Liv Morgan to take the credit for it. Okay? Because she's been giving you credit for everything else. And I know it's going to be unfair for her, but I don't care. Because at the end of the day, you shouldn't be helping him no way. Don't help him with the title. Let him help himself. Because if he help himself, then no one can say, oh, Liv Morgan helped you win the belt. No, he helped himself to win the belt. And that's require manhood. Okay, he has to be a man in order for him to beat the man, and in order for him to beat in order for him to beat a man, he got to beat the man, and the man is Penta. So here's the thing: I don't think he's gonna win, but he'll earn respect. I think if he go out there by himself and he face Penta for the title, I do believe he will earn respect. But however, the question is Finn Balor going to interrupt and cost him the title like he did, last night? Well, hey, fair game, right? Even though he said it was an accident, it don't matter. We all know you want that Intercontinental title, Dom. Come on. And we all know you're going to kick Finn Balor out of the group. Stop playing. But him winning a title, listen, I hear Liv Morgan talking about he should go get himself an Intercontinental title, but it's like, listen, Dom, it's okay if you go get it, bro. I do agree with Liv Morgan. You should go get it yourself. You know what I'm saying? But you know what's going to happen if he do that? Ben is going to be pissed, and then he going to want to, fight him. And hopefully he'll fight him next week, because the reason why I say that is because Dom did kind of cost him the title, and you already know Liv Morgan's going to jump in and be like, no, he, it was an accident. It was an accident. Come on, he already apologized. Like, listen, don't listen to Smoker, okay? Don't listen to Smokey, all right? Don't listen to Blondie Smokey, all right? Don't listen to her, all right? Don't listen to Smokey Okie Akachoki Blondie, okay? Don't listen to her, okay? Don't listen to Smokey Okie Okie Akachoki Achoki Domby Blondie, okay? Don't listen to her, all right? That's what I meant to say. But don't listen to her, all right? Okay, the problem is with you, Finn, is that you told everybody to say, if you listen to Finn, we win. Well, guess what? You're listening to Liv, and now you're looking, damn, what can I rhyme with Liv? Here's the thing. Let's see. You listen to Morgan, then you'll be falling into the trap. Yeah, that's good. Okay, yeah. You listen to Morgan, and you'll be falling to the trap. All right. And the trap is she and Dom are going to betray you. And then at that point, when are you going to go demon? Are you going to wait till WrestleMania 41? Come on, man. Listen, if we got to wait till WrestleMania 41 to see you turn demon, that's fucked up. Because I'd rather see you turn demon now. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why you should turn demon is because Dom betrayed you, Liv betrayed you, and you should go after them. Carlito and Raquel, well, they're just fallers. You know what I'm saying? They got nothing to do with this. It's mainly Liv and Dom that's in this shit. You know what I'm saying? And if I was Finn, I will wait. But you already know, he thinking about adding Penta to the group. No, that's bullshit. He's thinking about adding Karrion Kross to the group. But because AJ is in the way, guess what's going to happen? Finn and AJ probably going to work together because Karrion Kross is in the group. And hopefully with JD come back, we'll get a 6-man tag team match, if Dom can try not to add Kaiser to the group, because if he add Kaiser to the group, I'm going to be pissed, okay? That thing that happened with Tiffany Stratton last year, don't do it, okay? Please. All right, don't do it, man. Please don't do it. All right, Karrion Kross is your only hope, and the reason why is because of the Wyatts, okay? And unfortunately, reports saying that Alexa Bliss won't be able to be seen until next month, which is stupid because WrestleMania is next month. But that's what they said on Sportskeeper, and unfortunately, we just have to wait. But hey, the good thing is, yesterday we saw a clue that Finn and Dom are gonna go at it. So hopefully Liv don't get involved. But knowing her bitch ass, she's probably well. Here's the thing: if she didn't get involved last night, then she shouldn't be getting involved at all. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we'll see an argument between Finn and Dom, and hopefully those two will go at it, and then hopefully Liv will stay out the fucking way, because we don't want her to get hurt, and we damn sure, well, I want her to get hurt, but at the same time, I don't want her to get involved. Stay out of this, okay? Go focus on your shit, while the boys focus on their shit. You get what I'm saying? So stop trying to break them up. Those two need to go back and forth. They need to go in. Okay, they need to. We all know that Dom is trying to set Finn Balor up, and that's why he cost him the match. Okay, stop it. All right, he hit her with the Latino heat. Okay, he did. All right, he did. So hopefully we'll see what happens. But as for John Cena, look, man, I was just disappointed with the promo. I couldn't even replay it because it don't sound, the way John Cena was talking, it just didn't sound like him. It sounded scripted. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even think that's his real words. I think they're made up. You know what I'm saying? Only really thing he said is that I'm not babyface, I'm not heel, I'm human. Everything else is just like, come on, bro. Like, listen, he talking more about the fans than he's talking about the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and Cody Rhodes. It just don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, this is why Triple H need to be replaced when it comes to bookkeepings and storytellings, because it's not good, bro. It's not good. Okay, AEW got better storytellings than you. No offense, and it's not. It's no disrespect. It's just that right now I would rather watch AEW. Okay, no disrespect. I just rather watch the AEW when it comes to entertainment, but when it comes to WWE, I need some storytelling, and right now I don't see it. I see more storytelling with the Judgment Day than I see more storytelling than everywhere else. So, listen, if you guys like the promo, comment down below, let me know, but I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's kind of I think it's kind of unreal. I do think that knowing John Cena, he would have kept it 100, and I just felt like he didn't keep it 100. You get what I'm saying? Cody Rhodes should not come out and have the right to say what he say, all because he want to make himself look good, right, for the great John Cena. So some people on Twitter say he's still the GOAT, so that's good. But the fact that John Cena is speaking out of turn and speaking out of character don't make no sense. Okay? Well, actually, he wasn't speaking out of character. He's speaking in character, but the character wasn't speaking the way we used to think. He used to speak. You get what I'm saying? Like, I get what he was facing. I'm talking about, like, factual stuff. Like, I'm talking about, like, if he says something like, in 2015, y'all were booing me so much because I was winning a lot, which he mentioned, but he didn't mention it in a way where it was a bullet point on it. You get what I'm saying? If he would have mentioned bullet points, then then C-Jack wouldn't be going off. You know what I'm saying? He would have speak facts, and then, John Cena would have kept it straight up with Cody, but he didn't. So it just didn't go the way it's supposed to, and I don't know what's going to happen next time he come back, but he needs to come back, confident, because right now he's coming back like he's frustrated, when it's like, John, it's not the fans that's the problem. It's the fact that you lost at Royal Rumble. Okay? It's the Royal Rumble loss that you're upset about. You're upset because you lost at the Royal Rumble. And if I was him, I would have probably went after Jey Uso, just because but I understand he don't want no beef with Jey Uso, but still, that would have been great promo, because he did kind of took your spot. But however, Jay did win fair and square, so it is what it is. But I just would like it if he would have talked about the Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber. But instead, you're talking about the fans, which that's BS, because the fans is not the problem. It's the fact that you lost at the Royal Rumble, and the fact that, you destroyed Cody Rhodes at the Elimination Chamber. Okay, that's what you should be talking about, not anything else. Okay, you can talk about 2015 when people used to boo you, but at the end of the day, bro, you're spending more time on that than you're spending more time about the timeline. So just leave that alone, all right? But let's see what happens next week. But this week we got to deal with Friday, right? We got to deal with the segment with CM Punk and Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, and we also got to deal with Jade Cargill versus Liv Morgan. We'll see what happens this Friday. I mean, it's going to start at 3, obviously. And like I said, I will give you my inputs once I get off work. And then, yeah, we'll see how it goes. But y'all get on the comment box and make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new. And what do you guys think about Monday Night Raw? Do you think it was mid, like C-Jack says, or do you think it was trash, like C-Jack says, or do you think it was okay? Did you think it was all right? Did you think it was great? Y'all comment down below, let me know. And please talk about the John Cena promo, because I don't really understand the promo. I don't think it was him, but you can comment down below and let me know what y'all think. And also talk about Finn Balor. Do you feel like the Finn and Dom betrayal was confusing because it didn't happen right away, or do you think that it should have happened tonight, or do you think that Dom costing Finn Balor was part of the plan, and he just and you're hoping that Finn Balor will go off on him next week. Y'all comment down below, let me know. All right, share me your thoughts. Okay, get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. All right, I'm out.